Recently on YouTube, I've seen a rise in beta Minecraft related videos, talking about how it's better than the modern version. But, are they right? Is beta better? Today, I'm going to try to answer that question by playing a popular beta mod, Better Than Adventure. I know nothing about the mod, intentionally, because I want to have the same feeling of learning new things that I got from the old actual Minecraft version back in the day. So to start, I created a new world with a fitting name. I spawned in on the beach, not really knowing what to expect. Everything looks pretty normal so far. I found this info-dense guidebook that I promptly ignored, and then I wandered around the snowy beach area. I cut down a spruce, or pine tree, and made pine planks. Nope, brown wood planks. I found some granite and some multiracial chickens. Then it got dark, but I only killed 2 sheep, so I couldn't have a bed tonight. I made a shack on this little island so no mobs would bug me, and then I did some smelting for charcoal, and I got 1 piece of food. I watched the aurora tonight, which is super nice detail to have in the game. We recently had an aurora where I live, so it's pretty fun to see it in the game too. I killed another sheep, but it's light gray wool, so I can't craft a bed with it. I mined a little, and then I watched the cool sunrise. I killed a bunch of animals and realized that food doesn't stack. Holy cow. Well, holy pig, I guess. I wandered around some more because I know there are new biomes in this mod, and I want to find a cool place to live in. I continued wandering around until I thought about making a boat, which are much faster and much better in this mod. Sure enough, after some boating, there's a cherry, birch, and oak area on this ocean. I'll build here. I mined some cherry planks, planted some sugarcane, and made a little shack. I remembered seeing some coal in a cave nearby, so I went against everything I know, and I mined at night. I got jumped by a zombie, which dropped some cloth. Then I got coal and continued into the cave, finding iron, more coal, and this zombie that hit like a truck. I came out and almost got creepered, and then deposited the items and explored another cave. I didn't really find anything except some limestone. Came back out and then prettied up the base, leveling stuff out and adding stairs. I planted some trees, and then when night came, I went to another cave I'd found, which really had nothing in it. It was just a big chamber. I read through the guidebook and then learned how to craft a bed with cloth. And you can also dye wood, but I didn't really learn anything else. I slept and then went on a walk through the woods just to see what I'd find. There was this valley with cherry and spruce and oak, and I found a dog, but I didn't have any bones. I heard some zombies and thought there might be a spawner, so I dug down, but turns out it was just a cave. I did get the bones I needed for a dog though. Only one though, not the second one. I chopped down some trees, and the world bugged out, and then the hour came to a close. Hour 2, I chopped some trees, and then it got dark, so I walked home as fast as my little legs could carry me. I fed the dog, and then I realized I need to build a bigger house because mine's too small to fit the dog in. I lit some stuff up and then started on mine. I mined till sunrise and then chopped some of the saplings I had planted. I left this big cherry one because it looked pretty, and then I went out again with my dog, chopping trees as I went. We came to this really cool spruce lake with a cliff that I'm thinking about setting up a home at. It was getting dark, so I set up a little hole in the wall, and I sat in there until day. I let my dog keep watch outside. I decorated the house while I was in there, and then eventually sunrise came, so I started exploring to see if there's any other cooler place I could find. Found a birch forest, so I headed the other way. Seriously though, there's all the 4 wood types I know here, and it's near an ocean, and the lake is super pretty, so I'm gonna move here. I'm not really too invested in the other base yet, so it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I emptied my inventory and had the dog keep watch while I trekked back to the old base. I grabbed everything important, which did not include the 10 stacks of cherries, and then I headed back before sunset. I sorted out the chests and made a doghouse, and then sat in there for the night. Morning came, and I said hi to the neighbors. I was going to spend the day chopping trees, but accidentally hit photo mode, which opened this really cool bird's eye view of the area I was in. Pretty sure it was a really old feature in actual Minecraft that they put into this mod, but I wish we had it in the modern day version. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I accidentally found this mossy cobble staircase right next to my house, and when I went there, it turns out it's a whole dungeon. But I was too scared to go in it right this moment. It had these giant drops and gave me an ominous achievement, so I headed out after poking around for a bit. Then the hour came to a close. I wasn't planning on heading into the dungeon just yet, but I decided to anyway. I took it really slow and carefully. I found spawners, these giant pits that sometimes had spikes at the bottom, and a cool library room. I found a tunnel all the way down to a lava pit, but I only had 1 torch, so fighting the spawner was kind of a struggle. Eventually, I cleared everything out and then headed out. I took the spikes and motion sensors because I think I might want to use them as base defense later. I saw this pig mourning the loss of his brother, and then I was out of there. I got a golden quiver, but I don't know what it does. I can't figure out how to use it. Then I spent the rest of the day chopping trees. I like how the axe cuts leaves faster, it's very nice. I cut trees till dark, even birch, and then I worked on the mine shaft. I ran into a cave and I explored it and found loads of iron and coal, and even some gold. I accidentally fell into a hole full of skeletons and then ran for my life. Found a safe spot and a zombie spawner. I found a new basalt block and then got an achievement for it. Also, I'm pretty sure the caves go more than 64 blocks deep, so Lord knows how deep diamonds are going to be. For all I know, the world could be 200 blocks deep down and I'm nowhere near diamonds. Right now though, I have no food and I'm on low health, so I just tunneled out. I got to the surface and it's the start of the night. I have no idea where I am, and it's so dark, like super dark in this version. I was being chased by tons of monsters, running for my life, dodging and weaving. I almost died, but I just barely managed to bury myself in a hole, narrowly avoiding a creeper explosion. I sat in the hole all night and just waited till sunrise. Slight heart attack. After finding my way back home, which was pretty easy now that I could actually see things, it wasn't even that far, I just went in the wrong direction when I was panicking. Once I got back home, I deposited everything into the chests. Then I tidied up the land and lit up some caves, planning out what and where I want everything. This island will be a nature garden, and I want my house up in that cliff over there. But nighttime is here, so to the mines I go. Nothing special really, just same old, same old. Also noticed there are definitely seasons too. These cherry leaves have like a brown tinge now, they were pink earlier. So I'm excited to see what the season system will do. I worked on a farm area and then started my bridge, but yeah, it got dark. I was crafting fences and I'm pretty sure I had a Herobrine encounter or something. That's awesome, it kind of maybe scared me a little bit. So I went down in the mines. Yeah, I'm definitely being haunted. I think this is part of the fun of the mod. I don't know what's in here, and for all I know, there could be Herobrine and there could not be. So all this spooky stuff happening was kind of scaring me, because I don't know what's actually out there. And I think that's kind of the fun nostalgia you get from old Minecraft, which I'm really glad, because this mod is kind of bringing it back. While I was in the mines, I came to a basalt level cave, which is the one I got lost in earlier, and I found a ton of resources, including redstone, which looks like coal until you mine it, and some diamonds. Yeah, 3 of them. There was slime dripping from the ceiling here, and I don't know why. I mined around, but I didn't find anything, which is weird. Then I took on a brick skeleton spawner, which had 3 saddles and some cocoa saplings, so that's cool. No more rare dungeon cocoa beans that you can't even grow. I got turned around for a bit, but eventually I found my stairs and headed out. Hour 5, I made a compass and a clock, so now I can see the day and the quartz. It was a dark and stormy night, so I just read through the guidebook, but I didn't really learn anything new. There's a bunch of stuff that's all blacked out in order to make new recipes, so for now, I guess I just have to keep playing. I worked on the mine for a little until the sun came up, and it is totally fall now. The seasons are real. The cherry trees are a deep, beautiful red color, and the grass is all yellow now. I really like the season system. I don't know if actual Minecraft should implement it, but it is a cool feature to have, like Stardew Valley. It kind of separates your world out, makes it feel like you're really surviving, you know? The days don't feel the same every single day for hundreds of days. It's nice. It was thundering out, but I still worked outside anyway, because I'm a thug. I planted some cocoa saplings and then made a path up to where I want to build my house, inside this cliff overlooking the lake. I started carving out the shape of the home, and then, when I was done, I went mining again. There's still some slime particles dripping from the ceiling, and I still have no idea why. There are no slimes above me? I don't know, whatever. I finally hit bedrock, and it's cool how the mine is perfectly split. Which, fix that real quick. Like I was saying, it's cool how the mine is perfectly split between stone on one side and basalt on the other. I did some mining on the basalt side, and then gave the mine shaft a cute little lobby. I went back up, and then I kind of just wasted the day, not really sure what to do. Night fell, and then I got back to work on the house. I went to go collect some sand for glass at the nearby beach when I found a hidden lava lake pit, so I mined obsidian for a portal. Obsidian mines so much faster, which is so nice. It takes so long in vanilla for no reason. Once you have a diamond pickaxe, it shouldn't take 3 to 5 business days to mine 1 block. I got it all mined up, and then I stayed out late to watch the sunset, before I headed back home. Hour 6. I plan on going to the nether. But first, I got blown up. I made the portal sunk into this little hill, and then I lit it and went inside. It's very, very dark, and there's a lot of orange glowing blocks. Come to find out, those orange blocks are nether coal. Made a little cobblestone base to protect from gas, and then just wandered around for a bit, mining any nether coal I came across, and even getting a little glowstone. I didn't really find much though, besides some annoying ghasts. I don't think there's nether fortresses in this version, because it's before 1.0, but maybe the mod added something. I'm not sure though. I went back home and then investigated what I can do with the nether coal. I found out I can use it to make a blast furnace, which allows me to make some new materials. Then I just moved everything into the new house. Fought a skeleton with his dog, and then in the morning I just wandered around, once again not really sure what to do. I started working on this little area to grow trees because natural ones are just annoyingly tall. Then night fell, so I worked in the house. I added this big front window and then found out how paintings work. At first I thought there was only one type, but then I found out you can actually pre-select paintings, which is super nice. They should definitely add that to the normal game, especially with the 20 new paintings we just got in the recent update. This mod also adds a bunch of new paintings, which are really cool, so I used a bunch of those. Then I tried and failed to make a trommel because I just could not figure out the crafting recipe. Then I went mining. I found 5 diamonds, but not much else. Then I headed back up and put all my stuff away. I made a new diamond pick, and when I looked out the window, it was snowing. Just like a school snow day, I was filled with so much joy just from seeing the snow. There's something about it that's so nice. I started off like an old man and just shoveled snow from my driveway. Then I went mining. I started trip mining, but soon I found a large cave, and so I exploited all of its resources. Found a spider spawner, 2 diamond ores right next to each other, and then a lot of other materials. I ended up getting 10 diamonds. Then I went home and threw stuff in the furnace, and then went to bed. I woke up and got stuff ready to make the grove. I outlined a path and cleared some snow, and also found out snowballs stacked to 64, which is super nice. They don't clog your inventory as bad. I added a cobblestone retaining wall, and then planted some saplings. I found out the cocoa tree grew, and it looks like it has a new kind of wood. Yep, green wood. Cool. Probably never gonna use this, to be honest. It's disgusting. Night fell, and then I tried and failed again to make a trommel. I'm just so confused why it doesn't work. I'm doing exactly what the crafting recipe shows me, and it just is not working. I did some strip mining and then found 1 diamond. Hooray! I found out about steel from blast smelting iron. I think it's the same as iron, like efficiency-wise. I think it just has more durability. Or at least that would make sense to me. Then I made a hand cannon and tried to shoot this pig and ended up just destroying the lake. Okay, time to put that away for now. I made a granite path from my house to the grove, and then I cleaned up the area a little bit. Night came, and I built a castle wall around my path. I like it a lot. It really feels classic Minecrafty. I also built a path to the nether portal, and then marked it off with a nether coal block on a post. Then the world decided to bug out, so I just had to reload the game, and it fixed it. I worked on the path a little more, and then made a fishing dock in front of the shack. The world is coming along nicely, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Night had come, so I went strip mining. I found 3 different diamond veins right next to each other, so it made me start to think that diamonds generate in groups. Because I found 2 right next to each other in this one shaft, and then when I came back around, I found more diamonds in that same general area. I scrounged around a little in that area trying to find diamonds, but I didn't find any more. But I still think my theory is correct. I finished up mining and then threw some stuff into the furnaces and finally gave in and just googled how to make the trommel. I want to keep it as blind as possible, so I didn't look up anything else. It's just the trommel's been frustrating me. I looked it up and I was way overcomplicating it. I used it and it kind of seems useless, to be honest. If it stored the items instead of just spitting them out, it would be a lot more useful. But it just gives pebbles that spit out on the top, and I feel like if I leave it running, it's just going to despawn. I put that away and then started working on a new building. Originally it was going to be a windmill, but it turned into a birch tower. found these fireflies in the forest that I correctly guessed you can put in jars, and I added those to make this the Firefly Tower. It's decorated and it's nice. I used chain link fences, which are a nice addition, and I tried to make glass panes, but apparently you make glass trapdoors instead, which I'm not really a fan of. I finished the building and now it's springtime. The ice has melted off the lake and the snow's gone. Hooray. I cleared out a path around the lake because I want to use more of it than just my little corner. During the night I expanded my home and I added this little room for some storage. It has a window jutting out and it looks pretty cool. I kept working on the path and eventually got it all cleared out. During the night I went into the nether for some nether coal and... uh-oh. I died and my game froze and crashed trying to respawn, so when I got back in I was at the world spawn. Oh crap. I checked around to make sure the whole world wasn't reset, and thankfully it wasn't. I don't have coordinates without a compass in this mod, so I'm kinda lost. I wandered over to this new looking area in the distance. It's some sort of desert badland area, and it has these new eucalyptus trees which give orange wood. I also found the spawner with some redstone, which will be important later. There's also one of these giant dungeon labyrinth things too. Imagine how different the playthrough would have been if I had saw this at the start. I probably would have built here, to be honest. It's right next to spawn, but somehow I missed it when I started. I wandered around and went sailing, hoping to find my way back to the original Chairwood base. But night fell and I was completely lost. It's super dark in this mod, I really could not see anything. I camped out and decided to find some iron and use the redstone I found earlier to make a compass, so that I can use coordinates to find my way back home. It was so dark though. Thankfully I had a furnace though for some light. I was going to kill the sheep for a bed, but he had a skeleton bodyguard, so I ran away. I found some iron after just digging straight down, and I smelted it up and had a compass. Now it's time to find my way back home. Unfortunately, the file corrupted when I ran out of space, but I made my way back home using a compass for coordinates. I found a snow biome with permafrost cobblestone, and eventually made my way home. Once I was back, I figured out how to use the golden quiver. You just equip it like a chest plate, and it gives you infinite arrows. And then I used that to fight off gas and get my stuff back from the nether. Then I started back on the lake path project. I added a stone brick outline and filled it all in with spruce wood and then gave it a spruce fence. Eventually though I ran out of wood, so I started working the grove for a while. After I was finished, I made a mine entrance and then got back to work, adding fences and some torches. I continued on the lake path, clearing dirt, laid wood, and then lit it all up. I took a break to light up a cave, but after not too long the lake path was done. I really like it, and it makes this lake feel so much more connected, so much less small, less wildernessy. I was getting some things ready to build a bridge, but then I saw a spider jockey. It's pretty cool, even though I almost died. Thanks dogs for trying to help. I built a bridge over to the island using these permafrost bricks, because they're kind of rare to me. And then I made a little nature pavilion. I even added a waterfall and some other decoration. How cute. I came back in and I kind of just scrolled through the recipe book again. I didn't really learn anything, except I got an idea. I want to make a map, explore, and hopefully find some new biomes. I've discovered 3 new ones just from dying and having to wander around spawn, so who's to say that there aren't even more biomes? It's the last hour and I figured it'd feel kind of complete to just make a map. It's super slow not being able to run, but you get used to it. I explored around and I found that there's a bunch of small seas, but not really any giant oceans like there were in 1.0. I didn't really find anything too cool though. A big plains biome and the edge of some snow biomes all. One of the nights while I was exploring, I needed to find a zombie for some cloth to make a bed, but it was pitch black. I did hear one though eventually, and I was able to fight it off and get some cloth to make a bed. But when I slept in it, a skeleton spawned right next to me and almost killed me. I kind of remember that being a feature from old Minecraft, called Nightmares or something like that, but I kind of just forgot about it. After that scare though, I just dug a hole in the wall, and it worked just fine. I also figured out how to carve pumpkins on a whim. I was just walking by and I was like, hey, I wonder if you just use your sword. Yep, and I was right. Eventually, after a couple days of exploring, I got it all mapped out, and I like how you can see my big lake in the middle of the map. And on the way home, I secured another doggy friend, which is nice. There aren't any item frames, so the map will just have to sit in a chest, but it was nice to fill it out. Finally, to end off the challenge, I made a cobblestone creeper face. It just seemed right. So, now that the 12 hours are out, is beta better? No, I don't think so. But it is very good. I very much see the hype around playing beta Minecraft. It's just simpler. The 1.0 part of my 1 year 1 world series was probably the most fun I've had playing Minecraft in a long time. That being said, I would prefer to play modern Minecraft, just with the beta spirit. Beta encourages being simple, just building whatever you like. You can still do that in the modern game, obviously. Even though the modern game is bloated with a bunch of unnecessary features and a system of progression that kinda can distract you from being creative, it is still Minecraft at its heart. You have more blocks to pick from, there's cooler terrain, and if you really want to, you can do the same builds you do in beta in modern Minecraft. That being said, I really enjoyed this playthrough, and Better Than Adventure is a really cool mod. There's a bunch of things in this mod that make you just think, why isn't that part of the normal game? Just super cool features like snowballs stacking to 64, axes breaking leaves, and other just small things that really should be in the game. If you are feeling bored in your Minecraft worlds and you feel like you just don't want to play anymore, I would recommend playing a little bit of beta or 1.0, or maybe even this mod. For me personally, it really helped re-inspire that creativity and just kind of change my perspective on how I play the game. With that being said, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day. See ya.